How you doing, Axel?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Today's my rest day, so just chilling today. But
Oh, right on.
yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. Same thing. It's my rest day. So just at home actually. Just trying to figure out the rest of the day. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. When there's no gym, I'm like, what do I do now? You know? It's
Yeah. Honestly.
yeah,
Yeah. I woke up and I was like, huh, what's in storage?
yeah. 100%, man. Well, dude, as you know, I'm sure you saw some of these before you even joined the program with just like the client and everything. Definitely think that you can inspire a lot of people. But before we even get into anything, man, I'm gonna just go ahead and screen record, show this really quick. But dude, you're two different people right here. Two different people. Absolutely crazy. When was this picture on the left when you first started?
I think it was like December 6th.
December. So like literally just ending the year, right? And then we're only
Yep.
what April right now. And then this was
Yep.
your progress pictures. This was this week or last week, man. The one to right.
I
Okay.
think last week.
Yeah, this is absolutely crazy. And what's the weight difference?
51 exactly.
That's nuts. That's
Yeah.
I remember when we were at 48 pounds, bro. I told you I was like, dude, we're getting there. That's crazy. And this is just from April.
Honestly, like I got lost in time. I was just like, I saw the pictures, like Coach Carson would like, it's looking good. We're doing progress to the point where like, holy shit, dude, you're changing. Like I see myself every day. Like, nah, I don't really see it. But then I hear the pictures, through the app, and I was like, whoa,
Mhm.
exactly what you just said. Like two different people right there, and I was like, yep,
Absolutely.
100%.
That's what happens, man. Before anything as well, because I know obviously, I bet you got some motivation, and I can see your energy is high right now compared to, before. So right now, I'm just super excited, man. So just introduce
Oh,
yourself. What's your name? Where you're from? How old are you? Just a little bit about you. We can kind of get started. A few questions about your journey, man, so far. But introduce yourself. What's your name? Where you're from? How old are you? Things like that, brother.
Axel Salazar, 29, about 30. I'm from California, Orange County. Starting weight, I was at 370 roughly. So far, 51 pounds down.
Before we even get into the, because I know we already talked about just a little bit of the transformation, but
Mhm.
I want to take it back, like way before,
Oh
right?
yeah.
I want to take it back to before you
Oh
joined,
yeah.
you joined the program. When you were having a conversation where you were at December. So where were you in your fitness journey before the coaching program? And how were your energy levels? How was your body? How's your mindset? Your confidence? Your discipline? Let's talk about right before you joined the program, man. Where were you at?
Right before joining, my daily was just work, home, family, pretty much it. It all started my coworker, to be honest. He was like, "Hey, I have a gym pass. I could bring someone along. Do you think you would like to come with me?" Before work, maybe an hour, half an hour, whatever you start. I was like, you know what, dude? Totally, let's do it. Let's do it. I've been to the gym before back in the day, when I was younger, but I've always had someone. One of those things for me was trying to go to the gym by myself,
Mhm.
which I never looked forward to. So finally, so thanks to him, he actually was the one that got me back into it. So we're going to the gym, like same weight, maybe like 370. Scale was non-existent at the time. I went out, bought a scale. I was totally for it. Started going to the gym with them. Maybe 3 months in, did lose some weight. And I was happy, blah, blah. But I got to the point where, life just happened and I let life conquer my responsibilities. So, stop going to the gym as much, maybe get there like, only do 30, if not less, so it wasn't really even worth going. It took me 3 months. I probably went down maybe 20 pounds or so. But within the next month, I've gained it probably with the next 10 on top. What went wrong? That all just came back to me not knowing how to eat properly. Timing too. I was eating super late. That was my life. Like me and my girl, we were just ever since our pregnancy and stuff. It just became a habit where the kids are asleep. It's time to eat snacks, whatever. The worst you could think of, and that was us. And I was like, I'll be like, "You hungry?" I already knew the answer. I was like, "All right, let's go get something." Not really thinking, just eat, go to sleep, do
Yeah.
it all over the next day. And that was life for me. Like it was literally nothing was structured. Work, home, that was it. And that's when one day I just came across on my For You page on Instagram and you popped up. And I was like, huh, check it out. Everyone's optimistic. And I was just like, I'm going to check it out. And I've seen so many guys and they're so cheesy. They're so cheesy. I'm just like, man, I cannot, And then I was like, all right. I was like, first I saw you. I was like, okay, Francis, I saw him. I was like, dude's built. I was like, that's crazy, and I was like, you're just hitting the nail right on the head. I was just like, this might be it. This just might be it. And I was open minded. And what really hit home was the whole thing about being a macho man and be like, you know what, I need to ask for help. And that was one thing I was raised like never needing to ask for help. Like, if you need something done, do it yourself. That's how I was brought up, And so whenever I saw my parents ask for help, it just blew my mind. I'm like, so I just always carried that with me, like never ask for help. And then finally, I was like, you know what, dude, the last 10 years I didn't like how it went. So I was like, let's do this. Like, I'm gonna put all my faith in them, man.
Mhm.
and let's see what's up, because it's not just you guys, it's also part of me, of course. And you guys brought the best out of me. So
Absolutely.
far, you're still bringing the best out of me, and that's pretty much how it is. Eating late, not doing nothing. Nowadays, I'm like, all right, I'm missing steps. You know what? Let's go over that. Let's keep going. Let's go for another walk. I never would have thought of this last year. I go for a walk. I got a couple hours. So I'm like, nope. Pop on TV, Netflix, just all night. And it's just nothing. Just me not wanting to do anything, just being lazy. Big LAZY, lazy.
That's the main thing too, right? Because with you, you saw you tried doing it by yourself for a good
Yeah.
amount of time, and most people never get out that mindset. They never get out the mindset of like, oh,
Right.
I'm not gonna try anything
Yeah.
else. But I always ask them, okay, what are you gonna do now? Like, what are
Yeah.
you gonna change for you to be able to get to where you want to be? They're like, oh, it didn't work last year what I was doing, so I'm gonna try it again this year. This year's gonna be it. I'm like, okay, but what are you gonna change? They're like, oh, nothing. I'm like, you can't do the same year after year
Right.
doing something else different, right? You got to do different things, and that's exactly what you did. Like you came in December and completely transformed, 51 pounds down. And now we're in April. If I was to ask you, man, what do you feel like
Right.
the biggest challenge for you with fitness before joining the Aesthetic Dream?
I played a lot of really high competitive soccer when I was younger. It's just a bunch of injuries that came along with it. I can't do that type of workout, or I can't run, on the treadmill or etc. for this long because of that injury. It's always in my mind like, oh, this injury is gonna mess me up again. Workout, but not to the point where I'm gonna get hurt again, then I can't do it again. That was always my mindset. There's always an excuse. Like I was like, you know what, I'm gonna work out, but I don't want to get too tired because it's gonna be like a really heavy day at work or something. There was always an excuse to what to do. Stop making excuses. I was like, you know what? Why wait till later when you have now?
Mhm.
It's like that mindset that was me a couple months ago, and it's like, if I say I'm gonna do it later, it's never gonna happen. Do it now. Time to do it now. If you're really gonna do it later, go ahead. But knowing me, knowing
Never
my
happened.
schedule, I'm like, it's wake up, get it done, and go on with it. It's
Yeah.
just that simple.
When people say I'm gonna do it tomorrow, it never happens, right? That's like people's favorite thing to say. Oh, I'll start next month. Oh, I'll
No. Oh,
next week. It never happens.
right.
For you now, like going into
Mhm.
the transformation program, what have you achieved with like body weight, your mindset, confidence, and the whole 9 yards? And how do you feel now, man?
I'm feeling amazing, honestly. Like you said, you can see the energy like just bounces off of me sometimes. It got to a point, like I mentioned earlier, I started going gym again because of my coworker. It got to a point where like my coworker just stopped, completely stopped. Like every day he sees me, he's like, dude, I need to go. I need to go. I'm like, come on, man. And before it was that thing where I would wait for him, I'd wait for him, be like, I want that gym partner.
Hmm.
And he'll hit me up, be like, oh, it's I'm running late. And I'm like, you're sacrificing my time, man. And it got to the point where like, I was like, hey dude, I got my own gym membership. Don't worry about it. Pull up whenever you can. I'm gonna be doing my own thing. You wanna join? If not, it's okay. As long as I see you and I know you're in there, I'm getting it. But it got to a point where it's just myself and I'm okay with it. That's that big part for me. That's a big step for me. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like being by myself. It was scary back then for me. I couldn't. Nowadays, I walk in there, excuse my language, but I'm like, dude, I'm a fucking boss. This is my gym. Like, get off the bench. You're done.
Yeah.
And like program, what I like about it, it's bringing that confidence I used to have back in the day when I was like into sports like crazy. And like, even the way I talk sometimes, I'm just like, dude, I haven't talked like that in a while. Like, who are you? You are no longer Axel from a couple months ago. Like, I'm being reborn, and it's great. Like, honestly, like there's days where today, my off day, where I'm just like, I wake up super early still, I'm like, there's days where I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go for a run or something, go for a walk, whatever, get some steps before the day starts. And before, I would never do that.
Yeah.
Never. Unless I'm on a sports team, then I'll be like, hey, we gotta be there at this time. But like, okay. But that was it. That was like the most I'll ever do for like some fitness. And nowadays I'm like, all right, dude, let's go gym, whatever it is, hour, 2 hours, whatever I gotta do, let's get it. Let's get it done. And then the rest of the day, we all have the same amount of hours throughout the day. So do what you gotta do. And as long as you got your fitness, you're eating right, stay hydrated. Number one thing, stay hydrated. Oh my God. And then eating, like I said before, I'll probably eat. I'm a big guy, but I was only eating 2 meals a day, 3 meals a day, like one good and two shit meals, and now it's consistent. It's gotten to the point where I leave the gym and I'm like, dude, I'm starving. It's only like seven in the morning. I'm like, I'm starving. Like, let's go get my protein in and actually enjoy eating. I really want that to sink in because, like, as a big guy, like a lot of big guys, like, they say I hate eating or they say I enjoy eating. And I enjoy eating now, even though it's not like things you would probably want to go pick up from the street. That was my thing back then. Like I love pizza, burgers and that. Like you can still eat the same stuff, just make sure they're way cleaner, just the protein is way better. Even my mother-in-law's like, what you eating for lunch today? I'm like, you know it. I have to get my protein no matter what. Like, I have to.
Mhm.
But the program has been, honestly, since day one, it has not failed me once. It's ridiculous how amazing it is. Like, what I love most about it is probably the simplicity.
Mhm.
Everything is laid out for you. You got your macros, your workout set, and then I love watching your stories and Coach Carson. And then you guys always have great topics to bring up, like the whole asking for help or locking in on your macronutrients. Like before, I was maybe 10 grams off of this and that, but Coach Carson really talks to me. He's like, if you keep doing that in the long run, it's really gonna mess you up. Like try to get it to the T if you can. And every day I'm like, you know what, this is pretty cool because it keeps me on my toes. Like I'm like, okay, we're gonna switch it up this week. Maybe drop a little bit of calories. Okay, cool. Like switch it up on your nutrients. Like oh, I could eat that. I could mix this and that.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing. Like it's a learning process, but I'm enjoying every second.
Bro, yeah. I mean, that's the main thing too of like the accountability of having a coach and the guy,
Mhm.
right? Because
Oh
you
yeah,
can always ask, and it's you're not going to be like, let's say years from now or a long time from now in the future, you're like, okay, I'm good. I've lost, I've gone to like 180, and I've
yeah.
hundreds of pounds, and you're feeling great. You have that knowledge to take with you for the rest of your life because you've been asking the coach, right? And you can
Oh
take
yeah.
that with you and spread that to the people you love, and I think that's the main thing too. So dude, super proud of you, man. Just because to be completely honest, like you transformed so quick. Like literally, the year just started. We're April going into May soon.
Right.
But dude, like literally, like from December, like those pictures that I showed earlier, like that's two different.
Right.
That's crazy.
Oh,
Most people would achieve that in like a year or two, right?
right.
You achieved that in like 4 months, so that's absolutely crazy. Last question for you, man. So if I was to ask you, would you recommend a friend go through a program and why?
Oh yeah. Totally. Like out of all my friend group, I would let them all know. I'll mention it. Like, hey, if you guys are serious, like, let's get through. Because I know, end of the day, I get like one or two text messages from those that are really serious, and they'll be like, "Hey, shoot the info." I'm like, "All right, you guys are serious. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Let's get it." I totally recommend it. Like even like my parents, they've always struggled with weight as well. Every time I go visit, they're just like, "You're changing," and I'm like, what do you mean? Like a good way? And they're like, yeah, you're like slimming down or something. You know what I mean? And like, that's really. I'm like, yeah. I mean, it's not much. I still got lots to go. I got to step back and applaud myself for that. And yeah, like I tell my parents too, like, hey, they're older, they're different, but I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Like what I mean, I don't want to step on share or anything, but if it works for me, it's gonna work for you. I,
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but that's the only way to say it,
Yeah.
and
100%.
because if you would have asked me back, 4 months ago, I'd have been like, I don't know, we'll see
Yeah.
what happens, you
Yeah.
know, and it was just the accountability is like they're doing their part, I have to put my part.
Yeah.
If I don't put my part, like there's never gonna be progress.
Yeah.
And then I remember like the number one thing when first joining, I was like, I turned 30 in a couple months. I was at 370. My goal was to at least hit 300. Every time I message Coach Carson, I said on the road to 300, and I'm shy a couple more pounds, and I know I'll get there. I know
Yeah.
I'll get there. So
Absolutely.
totally, dude.
It's crazy too, because again, like 52 pound, 51 or 52?
51. Well, yeah, 51, 51.
51 pounds. It's absolutely crazy. And so, like, if somebody was on the fence, right? Because I know obviously everyone's at that point. You watch a couple videos before you join the program. You're
Yeah.
able to see the other client testimonials. And so, if I was to ask you, if somebody was kind of like on the fence, like watching this video right now and saying, like, should I do this? Should I not do it? Like, what would you tell them?
If they're on the fence, they're watching this. If I could reach to them and to let them know, I'll be like, dude, like honestly, I started this 4 months ago. I'm 29 years old. I was on the fence as well. I tried everything I can, and the only way to put it, I even brought my girl up to tears. When the last 10 years of my life, I threw away. Like, I don't even know what happened. My life is starting now. So I'm just like, I'm already thinking. I remember one question you had asked me, like, what's your dream body? And I've lost that image to the point where like I can't even see it now. I'm like almost grasping it like
Mhm.
every day, even though I've only lost 51, 52 pounds, whatever it is at the moment. But as funny as it sounds, I feel like I'm wearing a fat suit right now. I want to zip it off. You know, dude, I can see the progress to where the point is like this body fat wants to just roll off of me. Like, just take it off, take it off, take the suit off. So I'm like, next 6 months, you know, and the year, it's going to be amazing. I already know the results are going to be there.
Yeah.
You know, they're putting their part, I'm putting my part 1,000%. Whoever's on the fence, honestly, you know, watch my video, watch anyone's videos. I'll tell you now, I'm gonna be looking way different in 2, 3, 4 months again. So you guys join if you want. I'm telling you now, I'm living proof.
Love that, man. Well, dude, so this was great. I think this motivates a lot of people because first came into the program, like you're a
Mhm.
completely different person now. How much motivated are you? Confident, just like the whole 9 yards. So, dude, again, I'm
But
super proud of you. And
thank you.
yeah, man. So right now, did you have anything else to say to just the audience, people watching about this, or are you all set, man? Because this was great.
No, man. I mean, I wish I left everything out there for everyone. It's so real. Like, I can't believe I'm down 51 pounds and they're staying off.
Yeah,
I'm just amazed. Like,
yeah,
it's amazing. You know, aesthetic dreams. What can I say?
yeah.
I'm living proof, and you got to be the next one,
Oh yeah, man. Well,
pretty much.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yes,
Let's do.
sir.
I'll message you right now, and peace out. See you guys later.